evening, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever, however you all are. Welcome to Clobby's Comic Shop, a rare Saturday edition, issue number 51. We are not doing legacy numbering, not yet. Maybe we will someday, but happy to see you all here. It was the 4th of July, but we're still celebrating in these particular necks of the woods. So I'm happy to have you dudes here to enjoy. If you guys got a beverage, by all means, get that drink out. But let's acknowledge our faces here. So let's see here. And, I talked to Pablo in February. Hey, guys, you want to do this? Oh, yeah, let's do it. No, it'd be fine. It's okay. If they don't show, we'll make good on our own. All right? We got this. But what's up, Lord Thoth? Depot 101. Vince Womack. How's it going, Vince? Rest in peace, Michael Madsen. Yeah, rest in peace, Michael Madsen. And rest in peace, Bobby Jenks from the White Sox, though, with the World Series winning team of 2005. D-Bud Martin, huge. What's going on, D-Bud? Yeah. Look at those comments. Vince just crushing in comments galore. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. Of course, on Rumble, Vince and Deeple are holding the fort down over there. And then Christian celebrates being a member for 22 months. How's it going, dude? This is Bonjour, everybody from Canada. Mel and I are barbecuing corn in our backyard. Love from Canada, Nick. And I send all the love back. It's Canada Day not too long ago as well. So happy belated Canada Day. So good to hear from you. Give Mel my best, Christian. Okay. I hope you guys are doing superbly excellent. So, all right. You know what? What we're going to do is we're just going to get into some shit. That's it. We're going to get into some shit. I don't like this camera. I don't like it when it's this high. Yeah, see, I feel like I'm right down with you guys. It's like, hello, I see you now. So it's definitely a lot more. Yes, a lot more comforting. Okay. So, man, I'll just get off my chest how cool 4th of July was, how cool the 3rd of July was. And then we'll talk some comic stuff, comic movie stuff. If you guys got questions, we'll do it. We'll definitely probably be getting into some Superman talk. I mean, the moment is very close. So very close. But yeah, 3rd of July, I took my oldest. I was like, hey, if you come with Dad to go see this movie, that would not be your type of movie, I'll get you like snacks. So I bribed her. I know. Well, what a dad. I had to bribe my own child. It worked though. She's like, yeah, I'll go. I was like, yes. So we go see an F1 and it was incredibly badass. Definitely a man's movie for men. And she also happened to love it too. She thought it was awesome. She actually would like seeing it again. And we were talking about the IMAX that our buddy Polly Latino Slant recommended, which if you guys caught that Thursday edition, my oldest did appear on that show to put in her thoughts on F1. So she is now Midnight's Edge alumni. Actually, I think this is her second time because she talked about how awful Mutant Mayhem was a few months back. So this time she got to put in a positive word on F1. So I guess my oldest now has 2 times on Mead. So she's now part of the Pantheon. Pretty awesome to say as a dad. I definitely gotta brag on that one. I mean, how could you not? It's like I remember being someone who would just listen to Midnight's Edge, and After Dark as a fan of the channels, and now here I am, and it's like I'm part of the night shift. It's crazy, dude. It's so crazy. But yeah, then 4th of July happens, and we get to a fireworks show. We had a hectic battle. First, the parking lot was full, and then after the parking lot was full, we had to go this one street, but then the one street was a one-way crossing, and then the one-way crossing was just time-consuming, absolutely time-consuming. But we got there, we made it, we came, we saw, we conquered, we laid our big old America sleeping bag on the ground, and we watched the fireworks ablaze. And yes, Dad put on lots of Rocky IV music, lots of Top Gun, Kenny Loggins playing with the boys. So a lot of basically super badass Americana songs, which is great. And I talked to my kids, Mike. So next week, within the next week, we're gonna watch Superman the movie. You watch some of the Superman animated series episodes with me, but we're watch Superman the movie. This is basically like mandatory household viewing. If you are my child, even if you hate it, you gotta see it at least once. So it's not really much of an option. I ain't giving the choice here with this one. You gotta watch it, okay? How you feel about it is irrelevant. So you're gonna watch it. You're gonna watch it. My condolences. Hey, we'll see. I hope that it's good. Which, speaking of, I'll be seeing it Tuesday night. I will definitely do a video for it on my channel. I'll probably be 10-15 minute video. I'm sure it'll be spoiler free and then spoilers at the end. I'm actually, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I have some hesitations. Nothing like insanely like polarizing, like crazy, but I definitely have my concerns. Which, if you watched here, Me on Mead, Me on TNT, or any other show that talks about current year pop culture, you already know my hesitations and where they stand. So I'm not going to beat that dead horse. But Tuesday night, I'll have a verdict. We'll do a video for it, and then of course we'll go live on Tom's channel as well. And when we talk about Tom, be like, okay, sweet. Let's have some damn fun with this one, and hopefully, maybe if we're lucky, it'll be something we can all enjoy, or even it'll be just as fun if we could just all have a discourse on too. Maybe some people might find it good, some might find it bad, some might even find it okay. I think we definitely have seemed to have lost some ground in terms of the middle of the line with things. There's been a few things where that's happened, but overall, a lot of it's just been everything is either absolutely amazing or absolutely awful. And sometimes some things are just a 6 out of 10. Sometimes. So we'll see though. Too much of guns, childish humor from what I've seen in the trailer. No, that's the thing. I've watched. Granted, it's the trailer, so I'm taking everything I see at the trailer with a pinch of salt and not really putting much stake into it. I feel like honestly, there's been a bit too much of a looking into it on our corner of YouTube because there's a lot of context we don't know. Now, James Gunn did say, and he could be lying, because liars do lie, and directors lie 100%. They lie like a politician. They lie like a rug on the ground. So he said he has had to adjust his humor for this movie. Maybe it's a different type style. I don't know. But once again, could be a lie. Could just be blowing smoke up people's asses. I don't know. But all I know is we're going to see. If the movie ends up being awful, well, then I'll use this hashtag. Back, okay, it sucked, guys. Don't go anywhere near this thing, okay? It's not Superman, but we'll see. I mean, I'm not gonna be that guy. Like, let's put it this way: I'm not gonna go into it with a positive review, and I'm not gonna compare it to it's better than Man of Steel. That's not saying anything. That's really not saying anything. That's absolutely like an absolutely awful endorsement, if anything, for being really honest with each other. That's not the the hill you want to die on. Just compare it to shit comparing to shit. You want to say how does it stand up to the best of Superman? That's the argument we should be having. That's the conversation. To me, comparing something to the bar, low bar, and all that's stupid. It's retarded, retarded. But how do I feel going into it, though? Less than a week away outside of the hesitations. I'm hoping for the positive, what looks to be the positives. It looks like it to be very comic booky. It looks to be a little bit on the Silver Age leanings of influence, which is good. Obviously, there's a bit of Superman for all seasons that you can notice. A little bit of All-Star in the trailer. And going to a movie, I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping for it to be very, very comic booky. I don't want it to be rooted in reality. Now, I've heard this is one thing. This is where I don't think James Gunn is lying. He has said he's not as like powerful as he is in Man of Steel, but yet you'll watch a trailer that talk about, I think it's from the words of Lex Luthor, that I don't know, I can't remember the exact words, it was something about like comparing him to like the most powerful man on earth or being like a god or whatever. I can't remember the words. So I'm like, okay, so is he that powerful? Or is he not? I don't know. But who knows, man? To quote Hawkeye, don't give me hope. Well, I'm just trying to be as in the middle with this, which I know is not great for some people on either side, whether it's the gun side, the Snyder side, or just I'm on the DC side, bro. I don't give a shit about being Team Gun or being Team Snyder. That I don't care about that shit. That doesn't mean anything to me. And why should it? Why should it? If I make my loyalty based around those two guys, I'm never going to see this movie for a Superman movie because I'm looking as the Gun's vision. Granted, it's obviously as some of his vision. And, hey, what's up, Flip City Magazine? Must be Cat. Let's go. Good evening, Nick, and hail the chat. Yeah, it feels crazy to be doing this on Saturday. I'm not used to this, but here I am enjoying the ride and enjoying the show. So I'm spun off about Superman for a bit, but outside of that, Superman the movie, we're going to get into the mode for that. I'm going to see it twice. I'm going to see it Tuesday night, and I'm going to see it as well. We'll be reading a lot of Superman comics from now until Thursday or Friday of next week. There's going to be so much Superman reading. It's going to be like full on retarded mania of Superman greatness. I know that phrase makes no sense, but I'm saying it just because, well, I need things to say, and that's a thing to say. Oh, look, we got Ironcaster here as well. Yo, dude.
Hello, happy Saturday and happy 4th of July.
Yeah. How's it going, man?
Oh, dude, it is going pretty good. Just been kind of sweating my butt off here.
Oh, dude, it's been a hot bastard out this way. That's for sure. We're Midwest boys. We know how hot it is. Seriously, it is the bunghole of the devil out there.
The thing is, we're not built for the heat here. We're built to endure the cold.
Yes, you absolutely are in Michigan. Yes, absolutely are. That's a fact of love. Oh, I saw Jonathan Conroy's here too. What's up, Jonathan? I missed you earlier. I'm sorry, man. But yeah, no, dude. Yeah, speaking of the weather, yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like earlier today, I'm just like walking to my car from my work. I park in a garage since, I'm right outside Chirac. We have those buildings where I have to park in a separate building, which is fine for me. I don't care. Everyone thinks about the convenience of wanting their 1 second walk. For me, I'm like, bro, when I walk 3-4 minutes to get to my car, it don't matter if it's too hot or too cold, because in that garage, I never have to worry about the seats being super hot. I never have to worry about the car being frozen. The car always starts right away all year round. It pays off to walk. It just does.
Plus, you're getting a little bit of exercise before you get exercise in.
Oh yeah. Good old brief exercise. It could use a little more, but yeah, it's a little bit and it helps. Did you see my Streamlabs dono? I missed the first 5 minutes because YouTube doesn't like notifying me at the streams. Astral said, "Oh no, I didn't. Let me go look at this, okay?" And let's see here. And while I get that up, what's up, your Muslim uncle? Subhuman 84. Welcome, dudes. Happy to see you both here. Whoa, Deepo 101. He says, as Deeple 202 with a $10 direct donation. He says, hope all of you had a great 4th of July. And I hope you had a great 4th of July as well, sir. Seriously, thank you for that 10.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm going to come.
It's like winning.
Seriously, thank you, Deeple 202. That's a hell of a direct donation, man. I appreciate the hell out of that, dude. Thank you. That is a certain set of skills. Misspelling is one of them. See, I thought that was intentional. That seemed pretty deliberate. It was like, oh, see what I did there? 101, 202. So that I got that, but thank you, sir. I do appreciate that. Subhuman 84. We talked about this last week. However, Caster wasn't there for that. So I'll be quick on my thoughts because me and Pablo had a great conversation on it last week. But I'll definitely let Caster have the floor on those ones. So I'll be really quick in my thoughts. I'm stoked. I'm excited. I love what Kirkman is doing with Void Rivals, 20 issues in. I've been reading his Battle Beast, which has been great. 2 issues in, that's fantastic. I loved his Firepower martial arts series that he did. That was 30 issues. So, I mean, the guy is obviously proven. And it's a logical choice if you think about it, because if you're a follow of Dan Johnson, you got to have a big A-lister and a big dominant name at that. And also one of the biggest names, too, in comics in the last 25, 30 years. He's easily, like, you don't have to read comic books to have at least heard of the name. And I know people who at least know who Robert Kirkman is, even if they've never read a comic book. That to me seems like a logical choice. And on top of it, he's already writing Void Rivals. He's already writing that. So this is just like unlike O.J. Simpson, this is a hand and glove fit. And then having Gamora on the interiors is absolutely going to be outstanding. Now, he's not as like energetic and like rough around the edges with his art the way like Dan Johnson or Jorge Corona would be. But I do love that his cleaner style really looks good on Optimus Prime. So I will say Dan Mora's style looks really damn good on Optimus. But that's all. I'm going to, once again, we had a whole thing about last week. I'm going to let Cass or some of his thoughts because this is big. This is big, man. This is mega news last week.
Well, I mean, let's not underestimate the name alone. I mean, Robert Kirkman has been one of these names. He is that has been just raking in money. Like whenever Robert Kirkman touches a book, it just has been an outright success.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, after everyone went gaga for The Walking Dead, and Invincible has been just going crazy over on Amazon.
They still move trades of them at my local comic shop. Trades for both shows still sell to this damn day.
And not only that, you also had sort of a rumor floating about that we may be getting an animated series connected as well.
I heard about that. I love his enthusiasm too. It seems like he's not undoing anything. I'm not sure if you read his piece on it. It seems like the story's just going to pick up after whatever happens in issue 24. He's just moving forward. And I love that he's still a respecter of continuity. And you can still tell he loves writing too as well. Even though he has all the success like Mark Miller before him, he still comes back to comics.
You know, that is an interesting thing to add in as well. The fact that he's continuing up after someone else has taken over. I mean, typically when we think of Robert Kirkman and well, frankly, his original stuff, it's, you know, him out and running from the get-go. And for him to be coming in, following up after this, I cannot underestimate how much I'm looking forward to seeing where he goes with the book. I want to see what he's going to do going forward. And I think if anything, we're going to see Transformers the comic get even bigger and, you know, more talked about, which is something to say considering this is already a well-established franchise that, you know, has been around for 40 years. People love it. There are people who are diehard Transformers fans that will hold up their you know, favorite run of this era or that era, but no one's can deny that Robert Kirkman is a success.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, plus, he's going to get eyes on this book just because his name's on this.
Well, that's not only big. That, he's a guy who always keeps you guessing, so you don't quite know where things are going to go, and especially with what we've seen with this run already. I mean, think about it from issue 1 with Bumblebee. Like, no one saw that coming at all right in the first issue. Like,
I didn't expect that. That's for sure.
I mean, given that the issue's about 2 years old now, it's really issue number 1. I think it's safe to talk about.
It's been 2 years. Dude, it's almost been 2 years. What?
The fact that issue 1 starts off right off the bat, killing Bumblebee, blasting him in the face. Back then, my predictions were we would at some point see Bumblebee return, and he would get in that gimmick of the radio effect that we saw in the movies. Which, as an aside, by the way, I have a feeling that some of the Transformers talk we're seeing with that, with Michael Bay coming back, was in effect was in it all in an attempt to kind of bump up the value of Paramount.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of stigma to the name Michael Bay. However, he does have an audience, and it may not be. You could say, yeah, it's diminishing returns in America, but overseas, that audience loves paying for absolute batshit, turn your brain off type of movies. So they're going to respond in kind. And by the way, Tom, this is a rare Saturday show, a rare one day off because we took off because America. That's why we took off literally because of America. Yesterday. That's why. But anyways, Transformers, partially yes, yeah. Likes Bay reported didn't like Bumblebee, but Bone Ventura. I don't understand. You have to elaborate to me, Tom. I don't know what 25% gay, maybe 50 for someone like you.
The one hope I do have with Michael Bay coming back, and it's just that we see Transformers go for those classic designs because, look, at the end of the day, there are certain things you just don't play with. Like Soundwave has to be an 80s boombox cassette player because it is like heresy if you change that up. They've tried in the past before, and people have said, "What the fuck is this?"
No, that's a valid concern. Does Thomas Shore Lombard says Tom has? I think he has a short box of some really cool movie based comics. He showed us his box. That's funny you say. He showed us his box. He did about 2 years ago when Tom was on here way back in the day. He did, and he has some TMNT. I've seen it. He took it out for me. He showed it to me, and I saw it, and I looked at it, and it was very nice. I can confirm it. Maybe Castro and Pablo were there for when he took it out and showed it to us. I have no. You have a really nice short box. Anyways, hi Pablo.
That's what we like to call pregnant pause.
Howdy ho! You know, there are some microphones that use phantom power. Yeah, I forgot to. Yeah. Anyway,
Damn it,
never
Pablo.
clean your stuff. That's the issue.
But-
You are cleaning the dust. You move dial a bit, then the sound is shit. Things get disconnected, and you just you just leave a lot of dust. You don't worry about it. Maybe do some gardening when the dust layer is thick enough, and nothing will happen. Cleanliness destroys settings.
Look, I got everything just how I liked it, and I don't want to change it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. God damn it. But anyway, hey, how you doing? No, me. Nick. You're muted.
Luckily, I didn't say much. All I just said was I hate it when Streamlabs changes my shit.
I couldn't laugh so hard. Dude. I got good news about that. Yeah. One of the reasons why the hospital was not moving forward with my surgery was because there was not anesthetics in the country. We managed to secure some, so I can get surgery. Monday, I will get my date, and hopefully, I will be able to eat something that has any amount of fat for my birthday. I'm not normally. I will go for pizza, and god damn it, that's a tradition that I will make sure comes back next year because god damn it, but at least something
All
with
the
fat.
pineapple.
No pineapple, please. No. It's a birthday, not a funeral.
Oh, it's good. What's up, Conan? By Crom. How you doing, sir? Then yeah, Tom, I shot you the link, so we'll cross over into Superman territory. somewhere in between comics and movie. We're gonna blend the two. So, but be ready for that talk. But go ahead, Pablo.
Yep. Just to answer to Muslim Uncle, dude, I'm watching again OG Gundam. Yeah, it's a penis enlargement surgery. Obviously, I am. 6 inches was not enough. Well, 6 inches from the ground, but I'm quite short. So, yep.
That was good. Jonathan Conner, I hear you, bud. Yeah, where he says I am darnly small. Dude, my shop that I mentioned last week, Cass, you missed it. My shop of 30 years is gonna be closing its doors, and they're having the same issue getting a hold of short boxes, bags, boards. They're having issues with that stuff, but they're calling it a day after 30 years. Which is crazy. It's like it's been an era. It's been like a wild run, and we'll hit on Diamond. We'll actually do that soon, and then we'll transition to that, and then if you got an article you want to whip it out, go ahead and we'll talk about it.
Right. Well, actually, the one thing I did have was I had a little bit of postings and some news kind of coming out because, well, the Diamond bankruptcy, we're starting to see it bleeding over outside of just comic books. Because I mean, yes, as we know, it was reported this past week that what was it? Dynamite might not be able to possibly make payroll next week, which is really dire straits for the comic industry, especially for one of the, I would say, arguably top 5 or 6 companies.
Yeah, not only that, creditors are knocking the door and they cannot pay. They are in deep shit.
And it's starting to affect, like I said, not just comic book companies, but also a lot of tabletop role-playing game companies. Paizo has been saying that they have a lot of money tied up in this. Do I have my numbers here? Give me 1 second.
Yeah. Go ahead and get the stuff up.
But I do have a big rundown. So just to show a little bit of what I was pulling up. This is in part thanks to Grok, but here's a couple of examples. Dynamite has said they have about $1 million they're owed by Diamond. Wizards of the Coast is about another almost $1 million themselves. So
that's why they are pushing so hard on Secret Layer.
Mm-hmm. Catalyst Games Labs, which has BattleTech Shadowrun, has about $400,000. Army Painter, which makes some fantastic paints and other hobby supplies, is about $300,000. Paizo and a bunch of other companies are considerably in debt. And as I transition over here to this tab, here's kind of what we're looking at for just various companies that are all owed money by Diamond.
Ooh, man!
Here, let me blow this up for you guys.
We want it bigger.
All right, I'm gonna embiggen it. Let me embiggen.
There we go. How's that, Pablo?
Oh yeah, I can see it. I can't miss it.
Now it's not only big, it's also thick.
Oh man, dude, there's something. There is way too many publishers, and especially when you have an industry that's not all that healthy, you have way too many publishers. And to me, this is in an ideal world, maybe it'd be more ideal to have this amount of publishers. But considering the shape of the industry, they're acting like they had this super well-functioned industry, but they don't.
The only reason why they were able to have so many different publishers is because of the centralization on distribution on Diamond. That's the truth. If you want to sell comics at the rate that they were selling, so they could maintain all these small publishers, almost impossible.
They owe the U.S. government $24,000.
Oh shit! They are getting shot.
Ah!
By the way, I'm not even halfway down this list. Like, this is still going, but this is like, as you see, the values we're starting to get lower and lower amounts.
Yeah, but still, this is so wild, the amount of companies that they owe you. Like, it makes you wonder, what are their business practices like where it happens to be this all the freaking time?
Absolute shit, man.
Well,
Absolutely.
What's up, TZ?
Well, just to kind of correct you there, the issue isn't that they had too many publishers. The issue is there were not enough distributors.
Mm-hmm. They owe
That's where
Chip
this was able
Zdarsky
to-
$3,000. Wow.
Yep, and it even gets down to a few like individual people too. And this is like almost like enough. Some of these are getting small enough that like you can basically write a check.
Yeah.
And yes, Subhuman Archie does. Well, we'll see how long, considering they still owe him like what $5,000 or $6,000 off this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fucking
Well,
hell! Oh, goddamn! Opus Comics.
yep.
These motherfuckers.
$426.
Opus Comics was a company that I liked because they were putting out a bunch of like comics based on like metal albums, and I've shown you stuff before. Like Battlelore had a comic with them that was pretty cool. They had a bunch of the Frank Frazetta stuff, but then they just went radio silent like January of last year. They have not posted anything on any of their social media. They have not said a thing.
Weird.
You know what? Maybe they owe like $427 to the community manager. Yeah, they will still need like 84 cents after Diamond pays them up. So
Band of Bards is owed $13.
why? Why?
I'm pretty sure I have enough empty cans. in the garage right now.
$13.
Anything you owe that you can spend on a meal, just pay up. Don't be a bitch.
But yeah, suffice to say, this is the current
Fer-
state of the industry.
I think
Federer is
Fenrir was
here.
talking.
I turned off his mic because there was background noise.
I think
It's off.
that was him.
Thank you.
It's off. It's off. I'm
Hi.
here. Guys, prepare. CNN has reported an unidentified object was flying inside the soldiers from unknown location. Get ready. You gotta buy a compound, a shit ton of guns, and prepare to kill the goddamn Greyman.
UFO.
Man,
Never
there's an
doubt.
Oumuamua.
Whenever there's something inconvenient going on in the news, there's always some UFO talk that pops up right around the same time too.
Yeah, also, there's an Oumuamua like once a year or something like that. At this point, it's a tradition almost. It was quite revealing when we had the first Oumuamua. Dude, this thing that looks crazy shaped and well, looks like a dildo, let's be honest. This dildo-shaped object is doing crazy maneuvers in space. Well, that's... we cannot explain that. Well, we cannot explain it the second time, the third, the fourth. You know, guys, maybe, just maybe, before you tell us how many times this thing appears, tell us, it is covered with lube or something because, well, we are kind of fucked if it's dildo shaped and it's going round.
Hey, Josh, fine. Hey, Josh, I know you. You've seen you a lot. But still, it's better if we're split safe. It's always best. I mean, still, we should probably get a compound just to be safe. Wait about until next September or something.
What's up, Josh Hammond? How you doing, dude? TZ's like, I could pay that $13, right? Like, here, let me get that on my wallet. No big deal. Seriously, the more we hear about Diamond, it really has been the more interesting it gets and the more scarier it gets. And it really sounds like something out of like a conspiratorial movie, but it's all real. It's all real.
That's what makes it so hilarious.
Like
because we all saw it coming.
I knew they had issues. I'll put it that way. I knew they had issues. I to some extent, it was obviously like obvious. Let's just say to it, people who pay attention. But man, this is a whole other level that I had no idea we were going to get to such deep lore with whom they owe money to. Like I had heard a while back that they had taken out some big loan. I remember hearing about that. I didn't really think anything of it. But then you look at it and you're thinking, okay, they never paid that money back, and yet they owe all these other people money. Where's this money going?
Well, one of the things that came out is Diamond's looking to liquidate a lot of the assets that they're holding on to, which includes a lot of these companies' existing product. So
The real
they're going to
the
be
real
selling,
question
a
there.
bunch of RPG books for pennies on the dollar, which means that anyone that they owe money to is frankly getting screwed out of whatever, because Marvel and DC and I don't know what's the other next one on my list. These like top 3 or 4 companies are going to have to get their share. Like WotC's going to get of that $900,000. They might be able to get part of that.
The real question there is, will they be able to make $13?
Pablo. Oh, that's good. But will they be able to make $13? It's so crazy that we're reading about a report where they owe people anywhere between $13 in the very literal sense up to $1 million. How?
Seriously, this is why South Park doesn't release as many episodes as they used to. I mean, come on, it's just so hard to make a parody of reality when reality is just a parody.
Wait, next season is coming out in weeks. So yeah, we are getting new South Park really soon.
Yeah, it's probably just going to be about 6 or 7 episodes or so.
Well, I mean, the big fear is that they might just turn Lunar into the next Diamond. But even with that, Marvel's at least smart enough to get a deal working with Penguin Random House, because Disney like to ship their books through them. So little silver lining is that we are seeing a little more diversity.
Yes, we absolutely are. And yeah, TZ, I hear you. I hope the money goes to cocaine hookers so they can get their writing staff on peak again. What's up, Mohammed said? He says, I'm currently reading My Thor 355 as we speak. I plan to read Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, issue 138, The New Gods, issue 3.
Oh, dude, that's a classic.
No, I'm hearing, Mohammed, it's funny. My buddy Wes from Thinking Critical has been, him and my buddy Drew over at Weird Science Comics. They have both been liking the New Gods of the current DC. So that seems to actually be something that people have actually been enjoying. So, I hope you keep on enjoying, buddy. I want to show off something because, yes, so outside of Bobby Jenks, Julian McMahon, and there was like 3 people who dropped off the face of the earth in the last 24 hours. I want to show off something from Ioan Gruffudd. I think that's how his name's pronounced. He was the actor who was Reed Richards in the Tim Story-led Fantastic Four. I want to show this off because it was kind of cool. So obviously, Michael Madsen, thank you, Vince. Yeah, so 3 guys dropped off the face. That's Doom. Wild. So this is what I liked about this piece that Ioan Gruffudd said about Julian McMahon on his Instagram. I'm getting out right now. We got 15 of you in here. Thank you for being here. Appreciate that. I'm going to read this to you guys because I actually thought this was really cool and it sounded very comic booky. So I'm going to read this because this is really cool. Gruffudd said, "This is terribly sad news about Julian. Even though we played each other's nemesises, there was always so much lightness and laughter working together. Every encounter with him was a joy. It was an honor to be Dr. Richards to his Dr. Doom. My heart goes out to his wife and family. Godspeed, Julian." And I heard that, and I was like, that's cool how he made it about a Reed and Doom thing. And clearly, it's been 20 years since he's been the character. He's well aware that obviously this was like a prominent comic rivalry. And the fact that he made it about that, obviously because they did the movie together, but the fact that he made it about that and weaved that in there, I thought was really cool. Even though it's far from what I would call an ideal F4 movie, I thought that was really cool that he went about in this direction, talking about it like that. I'm like, damn, that's cool as shit. Even though he played each other's nemesis. Yeah. I did like Julian McMahon as an actor. Obviously, for me, this wasn't Doom. But as an actor, I did like him. He was in a show I used to watch. God, what was it called when I was 19? Nip Tuck at the time. I was a really big fan of that show until probably the last season or 2, and it got way, way, way too out there. Which, for me to say that's out there, that should tell you something. If I'm the one saying it's too out there, and I was 19, bro, that should tell you there's something fucking wrong with this universe. There's something fucking wrong with this universe, but here we are. But yes, rest in peace, Julian McMahon. Man, it's so crazy how him, Bobby Jenks, and Michael Madsen all within the last 48 hours. Dun dun dun, crazy, man.
Always comes in threes.
Yeah, dude, no kidding. But you know what? Outside of the unfortunate deaths, it was the 4th of July, and we have honorary Americans with us as well, because I do like to consider Pablo and Fenrir honorary Americans. We haven't done a toast yet, so we're going to do that. We got 14 in here, and the least we can do is do that. So, happy belated Independence Day, American or honorary American. This one is to all of you. All of you.
Can someone play the Team America theme song?
Oh, God. I don't have that on my buttons right now. But thank you for being here, Fender. And I'm happy to call you an honorary American. So, cheers!
Cheers.
I forgot to get a drink.
Oh, yeah. Oh. So as he goes and gets his, oh yeah, then there's Jim Shooter. Dude, yeah, that's another one. That was a big one too. Jim Shooter. Man, dude, stop dying like this. I don't like this. I'm not okay with this. You gotta check in with me first, Nick.
All right, Shooter passed away.
I'm about
Damn,
to die.
this year sucks.
I'm about to die. Can you wait? Can you wait a few more weeks? This is too much in the last week. Come on, guys. This is crazy. And Mr. Jerry Jones, welcome, says Hogan is next. Go. Thanks. Oh, man. I don't see Hogan. I think Hogan's got another 10, 15 years. I see Hogan having that, but
he's probably going to outlive most of us.
I haven't seen you before, Mr. Jerry Jones, but welcome. I hope you're enjoying the show. Thank you for being here. He still looks
pretty good for a guy's age, though.
Oh, look. It's Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Wait, where do I know that guy?
Oh,
he's Mr. Midnight's Edge.
Hello.
Hello. How's it going, Tom?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes. We can hear you.
Oh, right. Hey, dude.
Hell
Pleasure meeting you. And this is why I don't try. They always ignore me.
No, I'm sorry. I had like two things going on at once. I was trying to figure out what was going on there.
Well, it's Tom. He's got like 3 shows going simultaneously. He's supposed to be on.
Well, it was this show, but it was the show playing on YouTube, so I was like hearing like the same thing twice in a row. And Streamlabs is, or whatever we're on here, this seems to be quicker than StreamYard, so like it was almost like you guys would say something and then it would come through the broadcast pretty quickly. But hi, everybody.
Hi. At least it's not Evie Mux.
Yeah, Evie sucks.
Oh, dude, straight up, man. I have never had more problems with something in my life. When the two husbands, Culture and Jason from Sci-Fi for Me TV, were arguing on Thursday night over Jurassic World, I got to a point where I started talking and everyone could hear me but Jason.
Yeah, I remember those days. It's kind of why I don't go on there so much.
Because of Evie sucks.
Yeah.
And the married couple arguing.
Yeah.
What's up, Andy? How you doing, dude? So let's get into some Superman talk. So earlier, before all you gentlemen piled on in here like the wonderful dudes that you are, I had said for the next week, I'm going to be showing my children Superman the movie. Ooh. He got himself the Superman 78 trade from Robert Venditti. I'm going to embiggen you real quick. So
that's the hardcover, right?
That's the hardcover.
Yeah.
That's from
Robert that was an
Venditti.
Amazing read.
I wasn't a big fan
of. Oh, you didn't read it yet? Oh, I won't spoil it.
And then I got this too. This is an old magazine from back in the day.
Dude.
And then I also have,
Tom's got goods to show.
Superman 3, the official adaptation of the movie. I don't know if they ever did 1 and 2 for some reason. I've never been able to find 1 or 2. Mm-hmm. And then I got Supergirl.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one. I think I actually have that one.
And then I have everybody's favorite, The Quest for Peace.
Oh, yeah. I got that one. Oh, man.
Yeah, I have a lot more stuff. I just thought I'd bring those. Just
Yeah,
to show off
hey, I'm happy you showed us your
since it's
goods.
comic talk.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the hell out of that. So yeah, for the next week, I'm going to be reading a lot of comics, and of course, I'm going to show my children Superman the movie. They've watched a few of the Superman animated series episodes with me. They've seen a few of the Justice League ones where he's prominent, like Comfort and Joy, where it's Christmas at the Kent house. So they're going to be watching that, and of course, Tuesday night, Tom, you and I both do our individual showings in our respective towns. And I'm going to see it Thursday early with my children because, well, at the Regal, they have a crypto plushie. And you can imagine some of my children just have to have that.
So you're not going
plushie.
Tuesday then?
No, I'm going. I'm doing both.
Okay.
But the problem is I'm going
You better
to
hope the movie's
AMC.
good.
Well,
Oh yeah, really.
I hope that's good because if I have to see it twice so we can go to Regal to get that crypto plushie, then we're gonna have some problems. But I'm saying
Nick,
no matter
really
what
have fun.
Tuesday, I want to have fun. I want to have a blast with this one.
Yeah, enjoy watching James Gunn introducing James Gunn's Superman by James Gunn. James Gunn.
Well, I thought it would be. It's like, well, I thought it would be a little bit egotistical if I played Superman, so you can enjoy my version of Superman.
Honestly, I wouldn't be past him if he wasn't actually thinking about that at the first stages.
Me and Tom have obviously, I think Tom and I have been kind of some of the counter arguments, a lot of the arguments in the sphere, but we've also been quick to point out some of our skepticism. I'd like to think Tom and I have been very as in the middle as we can get with this.
I mean, I may come off like I've been called every name under the sun as far as this movie from a gun. I could swear on here, right?
Oh, dude. Of course.
Oh yeah,
I've been called a gun dick rider to a page shill of Warner Brothers.
You could even say the N-word. That's why I'm here. You have the shield.
Good thing to know I got the card just in case I slip up. But,
yep.
That being said, this movie feels like the most scrutinized movie in history. And not only that, it's the only movie I've ever seen where you have two active groups that were out to get it before it was even practically before filming started, right? Because the moment James Gunn was announced as the head of the new DC Films division over at Warner Brothers. So let's be clear on this. This isn't just he's just overseeing like DC as part of Warner. No, they split it off into its own film studio, like Marvel is over at Disney. So this will be the first movie when it comes out, Superman will be, that will not have a Warner Brothers logo in front of it. It will just be the DC Films logo. Yeah, so it's kind of like how Marvel doesn't have a Disney logo in front of it. Same thing here.
It's not gonna be just movies. I mean, they have games, even comics, everything straight up.
Yeah, they're separate. They're trying to separate it into its own. Yeah, because that was one of the biggest problems for years, and this was a story I told a few times.
Honestly, I don't think it's gonna make it.
Where DC had kind of been in just disarray for so long, and not just DC, but Warner Brothers, right?
Oh yeah.
Like the one thing I remember telling, one of my favorite stories is how the Batman animated series finally got released on Blu-ray, because for years, the DC department was like, please, for the love of God, will you just release that on Blu-ray so people leave us alone? And the animated side of things, because they ran that, they had control over it for some reason, because even though it was a DC property. And they're like, nah, we don't see any reason to. We got the DVDs, that's enough. And they're like, no, you don't understand. The people want this. So they kept bugging them for years and years and years. They finally released it on the Warner Brothers archive, and it sold out in like 15, 20 minutes. Because they were only going to do like so many thousand copies of it. And they're like, well, shit, maybe we underestimated this. It's like DC people are like, yeah, we've been telling you this for years. It's like, people want this series. It is the most in-demand animated series probably out there of all time, right? It's Batman the animated series, right? So like, that's kind of an idea of just how in disarray things were over there. One department wouldn't know what the other department was doing half the time, and things were under the control of other departments that made absolutely no sense. A lot like the Star Trek problem over at Paramount in some ways, but on a mass scale over an entire company. So when AT&T bought them out, they had to clean up some messes, and they realized it was a much bigger mess than they thought it was. And then Kalar came in and made it even more of a mess. So Zaslav's been playing cleanup ever since. So you have one side of this is Hollywood and the media who have hated David Zaslav since day one because A, he's a conservative, B, he's an outsider in their eyes, right? He's a cable guy. He's not a movie guy, and they don't like that he's coming in and acting like a movie mogul, right? So you have one party that already is rooting for this to fail because this is pretty much the penultimate of Zaslav's like films to come here in this next kind of few years here, or whatever you want to call it, or next year or so, or whatever. So this movie has to be a big deal for Warner Brothers in that sense, that I will say. But other than that, like it's all, the only thing that's really weighted on this film is the DC universe. And that's where the other group comes in, and that's the Snyder Bros. And they think that they can just bring this movie down on their own accord because they made another movie happen out of nowhere just because HBO Max needed something to fill some slots on their streaming service. And they made the mistake of spending $90 million on the Justice League again. But that being said, at this point, this movie has been under so much scrutiny. There's a lot of general people who are just like, I'm not so sure about this, just because they're looking at it and they're not sure what to think of it. The campaign hasn't been the best for this. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. With you, Tom. But I've heard a lot of good things about the movie. Off. Yeah, and I've heard a lot of good things about the movie, so we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But I mean, we even had that stupid review that dropped on the Daily Beast that we just did a video on. Yeah, from the Snyder Show, basically, yeah.
You know, the one thing I am hoping out of this, and I think it'd be good for the larger industry, is I hope at the end of the day, the Superman movie does, even if not by much, but does better than the Fantastic Four, because I feel like that would be good for Marvel to get their butts in gear to realize we do have competition who has the potential to beat us.
I agree. I strongly agree with that sentiment, Cass. Yeah, it's important that DC sends that message to Marvel, because Marvel's obviously been getting their ass kicked by kicking their own ass. I'm kicking my own ass, which they actually have been doing very well at. What's up, Batmobile? But now for DC to do it, I think it's going to hit a little differently. Because one thing when you kind of cause your own self-inflicted wound, but when someone else does it, you reflect a little bit differently. And maybe that might rattle some cages over there really badly, as it should. No, I said earlier at the beginning of the show that, I'm cautiously optimistic. And I've said 800 times where my skepticisms are. But what my hopefuls are out of this movie, I want this to be as what it looks to be. It looks to be very Silver Age influence. It looks to be very comic booky. And I do like that it looks like it's a very colorful movie as well. So I like that it's bright colored. So I have a feeling we're actually going to get, regardless of how the movie is, I actually have a good feeling about David Cornswet. I actually have a feeling about him. My complaints aside, on scales and colors aside, I feel like him as an actor, something tells me he's going to be a good Superman to Clark Kent. We'll see how that goes. I think they may have gone the most ideal appearance-wise casting of Lois Lane yet with Rachel Brosnahan as far as how she looks. I mean, black hair. I mean, got that, and she's a lot shorter in height than Cornswet. Superman is supposed to tower over Lois Lane. That makes a lot of sense. So I do like that aspect. So I'm cool with that. I really want this to be a fun, heroic movie. Tom, do you remember when we were reading, I can't remember what article it was, but we were reading about when Gunn acknowledged that he knew he needed to change his style of humor for this movie compared to the Guardians. Do you remember that?
It was either the entertainment one or the other one, but yeah, it was one of the bigger interviews we read or were discussing. And yeah, I mean, he even said that when he was first offered this movie, because he was offered this before the DCU was a thing, he was offered this and Batman back when they were trying to get Elseworld films going to kind of test the waters. And was what I was being told basically at that time. And that's what I was saying about the Batman. And that's why I kept telling people, and you might remember this, Nick, where I was saying, if you're a Snyder fan, don't go see the Batman.
Yep. Oh, I remember when you said that. I remember that. Oh, do I remember that?
Because I kept telling people, if you go see the Batman and this thing is even remotely successful, guess what? That's going to tell them. That's all this is a test nugget to see if they can get away with doing something different. because the Snyder shit is not working, and Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca were still kind of bouncing around the idea of keeping the Snyder cast, but trying to do other things, and they were also seeing if people were that attached to these characters. So they wanted to see if people were that attached to Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill as those characters too at the same time. And when Pattinson's Batman managed to muster up close to $800 million at the box office, it wasn't the billion they were hoping for, but it was more than enough to show them that, yeah, the general audience doesn't give a shit. Like, they just want to go see a Batman or a Superman movie or a Spider-Man movie. They really don't give a shit who plays it unless you really miscast it, probably. That's the lesson that was learned there. So, yeah.
Yeah. Walter Hamada was not really smart about that. Toby Emmerich, yeah. But here's the real question. Will it be a Superman movie?
Oh, that's what I was trying to not talk about earlier, because but you brought it up, so you could talk about it, Pablo. Will it be a Superman movie? Yeah, I agree. That's my biggest concern of this movie, is the amount of characters.
Not only that, Man of Steel is not a Superman movie. It's supposed to be Superman on screen, but it's not
Man
Superman.
of Murder.
Yeah, exactly. The whole not saving his dad, that's supposed to be a good moment to show his creativity or something like that, on how to save people. Not just to tell him sometimes you'll need to let people die, because, well, no.
God, that was so dumb.
That's not Superman, right? We need a Superman characterization. And for that, well, they are already saying that the American way is not part of the slogan. They have talked about how inclusive the movie will be. Well, inclusive how?
Well, they made Perry white,
Yeah, that already happened. They have already raised up a lot of characters in other iterations. So we even had a American Korean guy as Superman, and nobody cared.
Wait, which one?
The Superman and Lois guy. I don't remember the name.
David Kane?
Yeah.
Yes, Dean King.
Yeah, Dean King.
Yeah, he's part Korean.
The issue is that they have to nail down the character of Superman, and the problem is Hollywood just fundamentally does not understand what makes that work. They've been so self-isolated from Middle America, especially given how they don't look at like America as sort of the place to be. They see it as just a market in for the global audience. And I think
funny you mentioned that, Arncast.
They see it as New York City and Los Angeles.
Yep, and
funny you mentioned that, Arncast, because I remember correctly. James Gunn doesn't really understand Superman.
Yeah, they call the rest of those flyover states. So it's like we're just places that where they look down and like they don't understand what it is. Like,
how do we know that James Gunn doesn't understand Superman though? See, I've heard a lot of assumptions about this, and a lot of people are talking about the movie like they've seen it.
Does James Gunn? Maybe. But
that's what I'm saying. Until we actually see the movie, this is what I've been saying for a while. Is like, look, I'm not saying that people can't judge things in a certain perspective on trailers and other aspects of that in that respect.
Well, that is true, but you also need to look back at a lot of his work and see his specific style and ways that he writes.
Oh no,
and we were addressing that before, and he said that he knew he was not ready to write this movie in 2018.
Yeah,
it wasn't until he took it on just recently in recent years. Like he didn't even want to take on the DC films. I was one of the first people, if not the first person, who put out there that they are whining and dining James Gunn like a motherfucker to take over DC Universe, and it's lo and behold that was the case. And when he did take over, it was like this out of the blue decision. Everybody kind of thought, but no, he'd actually been offered this for years and years and years, and he kept pushing it off, didn't want to do it. Said no to Superman and Batman because he didn't think at that time he was the guy to do it. But something changed, and I think it was between him being semi-canceled and everything going on in Hollywood, his own personal life, him growing up a little bit, also him getting married, that kind of shit. I think he changed a little bit, and he even said that in the interview, was like, now I'm different. I know I can't approach this the same way I did the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
Right. So he's aware He's aware, and there is humor in it, and there will be humor. Like I watched Superman the movie last night, and do you realize how much humor is in that movie?
Oh, dude, there's
there's
tons
a
of
lot
it.
of it.
There's tons of it.
And if you watch the TV cut, it's even worse because there's tons and tons of scenes with Otis and shit in the TV cut that aren't in the regular movie that you're like, damn, this shit's really goofy for a Superman movie. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm not cutting it down, but like, I'm also the type of guy where I was super excited to go into Man of Steel, and I came out of it kind of not sure what to think. And I thought maybe BVS will make up for it, and that was even worse.
Yeah.
And Superman Returns, I went into super hyped for, and I come out disappointed.
Yeah.
So here I am now with tempered expectations. I'm like a lot of you guys. Like, it's not like I'm like, but I'm at that point where I'm like, we need to slow down here a little bit because we're overjudging this movie before it's even come out. And one thing that we know with James Gunn, and this is not, this is on him and this is on the studios, they need to have done a better job with the marketing. Now, the marketing picked up and has done a better job in the last few weeks, but that didn't help the early parts, right?
No,
like,
Tom?
that's been a problem.
Yeah.
One thing I've noticed is David Cornswet has done better promoting the movie that James Gunn does for the stuff that David Cornswet does. Like when I see him talking, when I see him promoting, I'm like, wow, I get it. James Gunn, this is like his universe and all. But Cornswet, when he talks and does stuff, it's way better than James Gunn. Like he is a very likable man. He has got a contagious energy to him. And I feel like if more people actually got to see that guy, maybe people who are, let's just say, more skeptical leaning would maybe have a better sense of a peace of mind if they got to hear him, because not many people know about these things when he goes out there and speaks. But those who know, like, hey, he seems like a really cool guy. I like this. I like this guy. And he's definitely got a charm to him. And a lot of people don't notice that because, well, they have no idea he's in doing anything. So it's like the stuff he's being sent out there is for like this super low-key stuff.
There's a couple of things there. One, James Gunn actually in Guardians of the Galaxy have shown that he understands a lot of old school comics, especially I will say Superman, because there's a lot of comedy. If you go to the old school Superman comics, there's a ton of comedy from the get-go, from the cover. The cover was a joke. That's why we get so many good Superman being just a dick, super dickery, because, well, it was that. It was a joke at the beginning. Jimmy Olsen is a character that is really funny. Is a character that is really good for that kind of humor. And in Guardians of the Galaxy, he showed that he has that talent for that kind of stuff. Key changing is the worrying part, because you need to be lighthearted. You need to be able to get out of some really heavy trouble with a joke. But it doesn't need to be the main character. Superman, it will do some good for jokes. But let's be honest, it's normally some other character that is the one that makes the pun on Superman comics. That's what I want. I personally want.
Oh, I'm being agreeing with Tom. I agree that a lot of people have been blowing it out of proportion. And I agree with what you guys said with David Cornswet. He's been doing better marketing than Gunn has been doing. So I'm hoping and praying, because like Tom said, I'm not hyped for Fantastic Four whatsoever. I'm not. I'm just not. But Superman, I'm having kind of faith, because I'm gonna go see it with somebody. Hopefully, when the day it comes out, and I'm hoping and praying that we don't have another, problem on our hands, because I really want this to go good. And I do agree with what you guys say about the original Superman movie. That's my favorite, like, DC movie. Like, out of all the stuff they've done, the one with Christopher Reeve is my favorite. And you guys know I love Superman because I have it up. I did a post yesterday. I've been talking about it, him and Archivist, for years. And like Superman, Fantastic Four, and a bunch of other stuff are my favorites.
So credit to, or I guess I should say, with the Fantastic Four movie, you have just all this bad Marvel kind of stink that's been around, where it's just been a lot of so-so movies that have been kind of acting like a
Yeah, I
miasma
mean,
around the film.
Jed, why don't
Whereas,
you want to see?
Hold on, Fenrir. Let Caster finish his point.
whereas, yes, with Superman, all the DC movies, there's been a number of bad movies been around, but they've been a lot farther, fewer and farther in between, to where we weren't getting a new Marvel product, off the assembly line every 3 months because we got to meet a quarterly earnings report.
In these
Yeah, I agree with
movies,
that, Iron.
in this couple of movies, I will say you will see exactly the same pattern that has been for superhero movies the last 5 years almost. That normies go the first weekend, and that's the huge number. Then the people that actually keep the movie going, that are the nerds that take their friends, that they want to go and see it again and again and again, those are the ones that will keep the movie over 40% or under a 40%. If it gets to a 70-80% revenue loss from one week to another, yeah, Superman is dead. Also, a Fantastic Four, and for Fantastic Four, I'm seeing at least an 80. And there's a lot of normies that want to go to see Pedro Pascal because Pedro Pascal is the hot stuff right now, and that's it. Everybody else is like,
Yeah, and he knows how to
another
move around the
Fantastic Four.
hot stuff too.
So I'm glad you mentioned that, Pablo, because I work at at my place of employment right outside of Chirac. I have our building. There's I'd say about 100 workers, and I always try to see what are normies thinking. I talk about this on Midnight's Edge After Dark a lot. Tom can vouch. You want to know what are normies thinking, because what we always talk about obviously is we're a very unique audience, and just because we are into things the way we are, it's not always going to translate to a casual audience, and the casual audience is obviously the biggest audience of all. I have seen discussion, debate around Jurassic Park. Some good, some bad. But there's a discussion. Superman, I've seen a mixture of positive to, I wouldn't call it negative, but is this a new universe? Is this the same universe? So I need some clarification type of thing. And then for Fantastic Four, not one worker has said a word about this movie.
Yep.
Not one.
Yep.
And they're not going to go on about female surfer. They're not going to go on about Paso playing Reed Richards, because once again, that's where our skin in the game is at, which is fine. I like having our discussion here at that, but they are not having a discussion. Period. That reeks of straight up apathy is what that reeks of to me. It feels like F4 is just a movie no one cares about. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have some diehard fans, the ones that are left out there, and the diehard MCU fans who will probably see this out of habit or some weird moral obligation, whatever. But there is no discussion for F4. There's not one.
Nick,
I feel like even if you had some skepticism, that means people care, even if there's skepticism. But there's not a word even said. It's almost like the movie doesn't even exist.
Yep.
That's a problem. To me, that's way worse than publicity that's being discussed and it's a little negative. That is way worse, because when you have no one caring at all to a point where they even want to talk about it, dude, to me, that's an actual red flag.
and I don't get it. Why don't people want to see a movie where a female Silver Surfer and Sue Storm get together to girl boss their way up to Galactus's ass and beat him?
They're gonna nag Galactus to death.
Yeah,
No. They're gonna call interplanetary. They're gonna call interplanetary cosmic AI on Galactus because he's been doing some abusive boss things to his employee.
Yeah. So yeah, I know. For me, I have no desire to see F4. I will that week. What we'll do is that.
Oh,
week,
that should be hilarious to watch.
Okay, Nick, sorry, I will go a bit into data. Sorry, I will be this pedantic.
Go into data.
Yeah, I'm sharing. Yeah. Okay. This is Fantastic Four. The interest from 2004 to present.
Yep.
This is present. Do I need to say more?
No. We need to see the data on Superman.
Thankfully, we can add that
Yeah,
in.
we may as well see that.
Yep.
I'd say
Yeah,
to
the
be
data on
consistent.
Superman. Yeah, to be super.
God damn it.
Yeah,
I think you can actually add it
Right
to
there.
it just by going
Yep,
plus compare.
compare.
There you go. Superman. There you go.
I've actually never seen this part of Google before.
Oh, strengths.
See, there you go.
Damn, that is big.
It has higher interest than Fantastic Four.
Even at its low ends.
Yeah.
Except for the one or two times there where Fantastic Four did peak.
Teasing.
Yeah,
No,
Wow.
one time is it. The other time it just touched it, but didn't go over. Now I was going to say, well, yeah, Pedro. So you can put it up against Jurassic World, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody's looking for Pedro Pascal. What?
Nobody's
I had
looking for him, man.
I had to look. I'm like, where's Pedro?
Way down there.
He's
What's
right
that
down
peak?
there, man.
I'm pretty sure all those peaks probably involved the dance.
No,
No, it's
because
after
of
the
time,
dance.
this is Mandalorian time.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, that makes sense because
Oh,
there
no, this
was
is
a
way
genuine
before, yeah.
buzz.
Yeah, that
But
makes
what
a
are
lot
you
of
looking
sense.
at here? This is July 2018. This is a long period.
Yeah,
shit.
this is from
Mandalorian
2004
season-
to today.
No, we just want to
because-
see like more recently.
Oh no,
Around
I
it.
wanted to showcase something with
Oh.
this. That there has been a huge trend with some of these franchises. Right now, they're dead. They're just dead.
Well, Superman had a huge spike for some reason in 2017.
Yeah, we can go for.
I wonder
12
why.
Well, look at that right there.
And the projection
Okay,
for
here we go,
Superman
like, yeah.
is going way up. The projection for Fantastic Four and Pedro Pascal are going in.
Okay, do me a favor. Can you remove Pedro from
and
add in Jurassic World? I just want to see because everybody's
Ooh,
comparing the
yeah.
three.
Yeah.
No,
By the way,
that's
we
fair.
don't just mean remove Pedro Pascal from this list. We mean remove her
Two
from
S's.
Hollywood.
There you
Yeah,
I think that one's gonna
There's two
be...
S's actually.
What was
Two
that?
S's. That's not even
Wait.
close because you spelled it wrong.
Yeah,
It's
you
Jurassic with
yeah.
two S's.
Okay, I see something.
Okay,
on-
can you do me a favor? Can you add Ironheart? I know it's not a movie, but I just want to know one thing.
We'll get. Oh, okay.
I just want to know
Yeah,
one thing.
well, one thing at
So
a time.
Jurassic World. See how there's that last minute uptick for Rebirth.
Well, that's because people are looking for tickets and shit.
Yeah, people are looking for tickets. And when I went to go see F1 with my oldest a few days ago, I mentioned I went to a 3:00 showing in the afternoon, Thursday afternoon. And even though her and I went to go see F1, and I'd say, it was a decent crowd for it, but there was a lot of families coming in to see Jurassic World. And I remember saying a line to get that popcorn bucket with the T-Rex on it. Those things were moving. They were freaking moving. I didn't see a movie. I don't have any desire to see it, but it goes to show you once again, the American audience is still pretty much right around the same as it was for Rebirth as it was for Dominion 3 years ago. Granted, we have a 5-day weekend versus a 3-day weekend, but if the numbers right now it's looking
Well, that
about-
should show you where the movie should probably land there, though.
Yeah, I did. Because
Ironheart. I mean,
The four.
I had to zoom a lot to be able
What?
to see.
Which dot's red?
Red is
Superman.
Superman.
Yep.
And so is blue.
Oh my god, that is just
Blue
great.
is
Green is
F4, yeah.
Ironheart. Wow, dude. Granted, I know Ironheart's a show versus 3 big budget movies, but man, Ironheart, the villain origin story, because I'm gonna call it that villain origin story. Comics
agree with
Division was
that.
right.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
come up with it, but he gets that credit. But yeah, no one cares to watch it outside of the people who watch on YouTube, which I'm glad I didn't finish that trash. I barely made it through an episode, and I was like, "Yeah, fuck this show."
I don't know. A friend of mine tells me it gets okay around the end, but I'm just not. I'm just not up for it. I don't have
Wow,
the
it
energy.
gets okay. What an endorsement.
Culture told me he only lasted 6 minutes when I was talking to him.
That
and
sounded
he
really
bolted.
bad on.
Man, I have only
I
watched the trailer.
mean,
and I'm done with
wow, that was incredible.
You have the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man.
Yeah, but I was talking.
Oh,
I only lasted watching that show for 6 minutes, and I turned it off.
that sounded really bad too.
I know.
Oh man. I saw Jurassic World, the D boxes with the wife. It was very entertaining about a site for the Tron. Okay.
I have seen a lot of videos on Ironheart, and everybody says exactly the same, that she is not as smart as Tony Stark, because she basically has all that technology, access to basically everything she needs. Well, nobody's using that scene that describes perfectly the situation. Tony Stark was able to build that suit on a cape.
I'm not Tony Stark. yeah, one guy in the
yeah.
response to Obadiah Stane. What's up,
Yeah.
Vocalypse? He says Saturday.
He also built a
stream-
bunch of makeshift weapons on the third movie that he used to take down an entire group of
That's
security
why-
guards, but no
Really
one
good
remembers
scene,
that.
too. Really good.
We are
scene,
going
Fenrir.
back
Good
to
point.
a couple of episodes back when I say the reason why I love characters like Batman, I love characters like the Phantom, is because they are normal guys that have to think their way out of the situation. They are MacGyvering the shit out of everything. And Tony Stark is that kind of character. In the
Mhm.
comics, there's a lot of moments where Tony Stark just being smart and doing stuff as Tony Stark is the solution to the problem. So having that kind of character is absolutely perfect for me. The issue with Iron Man 3 is the end. The end is garbage.
Yep.
He
agreed.
doesn't even take the final shot.
Mhm. Pepper
It's
Potts.
Pepper, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
having Pepper save him from the fake white Mandarin wasn't really a good idea.
All
The
right.
I mean, they could have
Mandarin,
at least even explained that wasn't really even the real Mandarin. It was just a figurehead.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the unfortunate thing is, like, at the end of the day, people want to see the driven hero who's building all his tools. I mean, those great shots of Tony building the suit, everything he went through in order to make that thing work.
Dudes basically want to see gear porn, okay? We just want to see gear porn.
This is something that Paul Chato has talked about incessantly, and he's right. Like, I'm looking at some of the other games, like some games like Mecha Break, and just drooling over the shots of, like, slabs of metal sliding in as like a robot is being built and stuff. And I'm like, oh fuck
The
yeah!
engine coming around and the pieces going up and down at high speed.
Mm-hmm. This isn't what the gameplay's like, but it makes me want to play the game anyway.
A few
Whereas,
years ago,
nanobots.
a few years ago, I did a nice experiment, on just how much people are going from modding their cars to modding their PCs. And there's an actual trend. Normally, young people, before a couple of things that happened on the pandemic, were more interested on going into modding their cars. They wanted to know how to change a bulb, how to change a plug, and I mean by age. So young people were more interested on starting with their vehicles. Then, after the pandemic, the interest for PCs went up at almost exactly the same rate as the interest for modding the vehicles. So, well, the kids were getting into just modding something else, but they like tinkering, they like Legos. A car is just a big as Lego. A PC is a big as Lego. You want Legos. Boys be boys.
My brother has been out in our garage, has been building all kinds of, like, little quads and ATVs, and has been buying these, like, Harbor Freight engines to put in these. So he's all into that stuff, and he's the guy who's always, modded computers, and I absolutely see it.
Me ape, me make tool, me feel strong.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, dudes just want to build crap.
That's right. So Subhuman has a great comment here I want to highlight. Said bought some mid-age Detective Comics, 527 through 552. Nice, dude.
That is
I'm
a good
so
run.
happy to hear that. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What's another thing here?
And look, one thing, I know it's too late for Iron Man, but if DC is smart, and if they want to make a good pathway and destroy the sins of the past, they need to make a freaking Steel movie.
Uh-huh. Oh, I would mind a Steel movie. Hey, that sounds like a jolly idea.
Just don't make it anything like the old one.
No. In current days, you go and watch the old Shaq Steel movie, and it's actually quite.
Quite good. Yeah, I know. I'm just saying not to make it the
Enjoyable.
same because, well, you know.
It's saying it's crazy. It's absolutely bonkers. That kind of cinema is no longer made because, well, there was lawsuits, but
Yeah.
So, all right. By the way, there's 21 of you here. Thank you for being here in the chat. It's probably our best audience we've had in a while on the show. Are you guys trying to tell us something? Anyways, I want to do this second cheers. This one's gonna go to the Ozman on the screen, Mr. Ozzy Osbourne, and there's a reason why. Because tonight he played his final show, and I actually believe it's his final show. For context, he was supposed to do a tour 2018 that got moved to 2019, and then 2019 to 2020, and then obvious things happened 2020. Then got moved to 2021, 2022, but got canceled because his body just doesn't have it in him to do a tour anymore. And he was supposed to do a set for Black Sabbath one last time. That set became 4 Black Sabbath songs and 4 Ozzy songs. The dude's body is absolutely tarnished, destroyed. He did this sang tonight over in the UK in his hometown on a chair. So obviously he spent. Sorry, Sharon, you don't get to use him anymore for money.
Yep.
Wait, so this is the last time he'll ever do anything?
This is his last live show. He's done. He's retired.
Okay. At least tell me he did the thing.
What?
Tell me he did the thing.
What's the thing? Bite the head off a bat? No, God.
Yeah.
No,
Dude,
he wouldn't do that. No.
He's too old to do that shit.
Dude,
He's like fucking 90.
Yeah, that's old school Ozzy.
If we're going on, go on. Swing, Oz, man.
He can't even get off the chair.
Yeah.
He's staying on a chair.
I know, but come on.
Dude, that's the big universal joke. People remember Ozzy because he
the Alamo.
Yeah, he took the bite out of the head, right? That's everything people remember. Here's the thing. He thought it was a prop. He thought he was given something fake.
Yep.
And he thought it was funny, the act. So it was not intentional. It was
It wasn't.
No, it wasn't intentional.
No, that somehow makes it better. It actually makes it better.
But
yes, the drug abuse finally got to him. All I want to get is, guys, we got to give it one last go for Oz. Even though he had to do a much shorter set than what he was supposed to do, that should tell you something where he was supposed to do 90 minutes and it turned into 30 minutes.
Now that I think about it, he was probably one of the last ones, right?
What? Last one's what?
One of the last old ones. I mean, the old real freaking rock stars that really used to do shit ton of drugs, were in so much scandals. There was basically the common, you know, the old gods.
We'll get into that, but I need to finish this. This is for Oz. For one last time for doing it. I don't know how much more you'll be living with us, but thank you for your time in Black Sabbath. Ozzy Soul's pretty good too.
Amen,
but Black
brother.
Sabbath was just so much better. Cheers and beers, sir.
Salud.
Cheers to the Oz man.
Cheers, brother.
And we got Christian Delorme with a Canadian 5. He says, this is definitely comic talk, but me and Mel are going to watch Big Trouble in Little China. Toxic.
Love that movie.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, till this day, I'm still looking for a Chinese chick with green eyes.
I love that movie. Good choice, Christian. Enjoy Big Trouble in Little China, sir. And once again, happy Canada and happy Blade 4th to my
Holy crap, Jed, you're here.
Yeah, he's been speaking.
I just realized now that you're here.
I've been talking here. I even told Nick what he did. I was like, I'm coming over.
It was just a voice in the back of my head, but you're actually here. Damn it.
Somebody needs to read the private chat.
This is the first time we've actually ever been in a stream together, brother.
Let me know when you got to go. Okay? So I just want to go over across the panel.
Yeah.
regardless of where we stand on the upcoming Superman movie,
Yeah.
how are you going to consume Superman entertainment for the next week? I'm going to start off with Iron Castle. What mediums of Superman are you going to be consuming and hopefully enjoying?
I think for myself, I'm gonna go jump into probably some classic Superman stuff. I'll probably find a good little run in somewhere late '80s, early '90s, right in that ballpark. Probably before the death, for sure.
That's a sweet spot right there. Late
Mm-hmm.
80s, early 90s. That's a sweet spot of Superman right there.
I mean, on top of that, also Superman the animated series.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good show. Okay. I like it. Will that be all for you, sir?
Probably so.
Okay. Well, then you know
Because
what,
I'm certainly not. I'm certainly not going to go play through an Injustice because fuck evil Superman.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fuck Tom Taylor too.
I have one story I have let that slide through, and that was before it was trendy, and that was it. Other than that, all other ones are off the table. But that's a conversation for another day. Tom, you gotta get going, so I'll let you on your way out. Why don't you just tell us what Superman mediums will you be consuming for the next from now until Tuesday to get ready?
Well, I watched the Superman the movie TV cut last night, which is a 3-hour plus cut of the film. I'm sure I'll finish up the rest of the movies possibly between now and then. Maybe I'll squeeze in Superman Returns. Who knows? But yeah, most likely that's all I'll really have time for. But I'll try and consume as much as I can before. What is it, Tuesday or whatever?
Yeah, you and I are seeing it Tuesday night, my man.
So no Man of Steel?
Man of Stool is not allowed to be spoke about here unless it's in negative ways, sir.
We don't talk
Clobby's
about
name
the
is
new
being
52.
involved.
Well, Tom, hey, thanks for joining in, man. I appreciate.
Oh, Tom, before you go, can you do me a little favor?
He's got to get ready for Flashcast. He's got big time.
Yeah, I get it. He has a great voice, and I need him to do so. Just tell me this: Sarah Jessica Parker is the greatest abomination ever made. Beware her gaze, for once it is seen, it cannot be unseen.
What?
Just say that.
Sarah Jessica Parker has a big ass horse face. I will say that. I don't remember the rest now. What's the rest of it? Say it again. Is the bane of existence something or other? Like that was a lot to remember.
Is the bane of existence. Beware her gaze. For once it is seen, it cannot be unseen.
It cannot be, because that's quoting something else. Is it? Because I know most of the quote. I'm trying to remember. That's good though. I like that. Yeah. No, Sarah Jessica Parker is a horse face bitch.
Yeah, she is.
She's Eddie from Iron Maiden's wife.
Oh man, the guy has better options.
Put her right next to Eddie, and they look alike.
No, one day they will do a live action show for BoJack Horseman. She's the lead.
All right, hey, thanks for being here, man. Have a good night. As always, I'll see you tomorrow night for the Sunday night show.
Yes, we're gonna be talking the Superman films prior to.
Can't wait. All right, man. Have a good night, dude. Talk soon as always.
Take care, guys.
All right. Vince says your opinions.
Peace, bro.
Knight versus King Kryptonite. Evil versus gay. Well, obviously, I prefer evil over gay, and I agree with Vocalips on Cav. We'll see. The suit was good, but it wasn't perfect. There was no trunks, and they had scales. But I did like the cape. The cape lining was really cool. And
I hate the
when
color,
it was
man.
under bright light, it looked good. When it was under bright light, I had to emphasize the distinction of bright light. When it was under bright light, it looked great, but it did need trunks, and it needed to not have the scales, and it needed to be homemade and not alien made. But Henry Cavill did look good. I'll say that. I will happily give Henry that. He was the right actor with the wrong movie. It was what happened there. Well, you can hate the trunks all you want.
What's wrong, Ryder?
That's Superman. That's Superman.
Trunks or permanent on Superman.
That's
do Superman without trunks. Yeah.
All right. Fenrir, what Superman mediums are you going to be consuming for the next week?
Well, I plan to read a couple of the old Superboy comics, but I'm mostly going to stick to television. I'll be watching the original Superboy TV show from a couple of, around the 90s and 80s, all that stuff. I also plan to watch the ancient Superman cartoons, both the original Fleister and the others from after that. Plus, the DCU animated TV show and the Legion of Superheroes TV show too. It's a secret favorite of mine, and so I kind of intend to have a lot of fun. So I'll probably not be sleeping for a couple of days, and yeah, I'm gonna be taking a lot of this time, and I'm gonna enjoy it.
Okay. Killer, dude. I like to hear that, man. Seriously. I like to hear that. Okay. Well, Jed, what are you consuming Superman medium wise?
Oh, I'm gonna be continuing the Superman War of the Worlds of the series I've been doing, my favorite from the 90s, where they took it from the 1950s Superman. I'm going to be continuing that this week and probably go watch the movie. Kay hasn't seen 3. I showed her 1 and 2 the other week, about a couple weeks ago. I'm going to probably show her 3 because I do like that one, but 4 is terrible, so. But probably read some more of the comics and then go to the movie with somebody we know. So, yeah.
Okay. Pablo, what are you going to do about your Superman response?
Well, there's an if in my answer, because if I get my belly gutted, luckily I will. Well, I have my bunker list of movies, just in case I cannot go anywhere. I need to stay home. Well, I will have to. So, part of the list, I will say number 6 and 7 on the list are Superman the motion picture and the donor cut for Superman 2. So that's happening, and depending on the day, that's happening this week. Other than that, man, there's always a comic here and there. There's so much Superman.
As
so much.
So much Superman, but there could always be more. I'm gonna be that kind. Just say there could always be more.
For sure.
For
Hey,
me,
Nick.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I had an unrelated topic, but I didn't realize you hadn't gone yet.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll go, and then we can move on that topic, and then we'll be wrapping it up. So for me, obviously, Superman the movie. As far as movies go, I'm just gonna stick with the first one, and then for shows, I'm gonna stick with the animated series. As for comics, I'll be consuming For All Seasons. I'll be reading some of the Kurt Swan stuff, and then of course I'm gonna be reading from. Did I already say For All Seasons? I did say For All Seasons. For All Seasons, some of the Kurt Swan stuff, and then of course the Peter Tomasi, Pat Gleason run from a decade ago that brought in Jonathan Kent, because that is a great, wonderful, wholesome run of comics. That was an actual great Superman comic until Bendis came. And I still
don't forget Tom Taylor. We always forget Taylor.
And
he
didn't write that comic. He wrote some other trash.
Yeah, but he also did
the actual
Damage.
Superman comic. But yes, Tom Taylor sucks. I know.
People need to read up on All Star Superman because that's where they're going to take.
That's a great comic too.
That's where they're going to take a bunch of the movie from. So
yeah, that For All Seasons, and don't worry. Oh, don't worry, Vince. Yeah, Transformers number 22, the Magic Order 5 number 6. And what's the other one?
I can't wait for that to come out.
This coming week that I got four. Oh, Aquaman number 7 and Conan the Barbarian number 22 are my 4. But Caster, let's get to that last topic because then we got to call it a night.
Yes. Well, so as anyone on here who's been around for a while knows, I've become a fan of some foreign superheroes, and among those is of course everyone's favorite kung fu bug fighting hero, Kamen Rider.
Yes. Really? I didn't know.
I love that.
And
greatest bike ever.
Jed is someone who I've gotten turned on to this.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit of breaking news that broke as of about 20 minutes ago.
Huh.
As I pull this up, we have some details about the upcoming season's new rider, including a first look at him, Kamen Rider Zetz. I can only assume that is, which is premiering in September, but also broadcast and streaming are scheduled to air in the U.S., Canada, Hong Kong, South Korea, Thailand, Taiwan, Vietnam, and the MENA regions.
Yeah, Kamen Rider is huge all over the world.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that we're getting this sort of like getting unveiled right as basically we're getting a first look at the new hero.
Yeah, it looks like it's going back to old school. It looks like an homage to the first.
Yeah,
They've been really pushing to make a more global approach, especially now with like Kamen Rider Global here. And I just want to kind of at least highlight, like, hey, for all the criticisms we have of Marvel DC, there are other superheroes out here, and this is one who's certainly has a special place in my heart now.
Yep.
Yeah, and the Kamen Rider multiverse is hilariously good.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I just noticed a trend. First
What?
Gundam, know this. The fuck is with the names that you cannot pronounce? You cannot even imagine. Gundam.
What, you couldn't pronounce Gundam G-Quox?
No, yeah, and if you
that said, I do kind of like what they're doing here with the belt for power-ups being like sort of like the fanny pack design you do see people these days do kind of wearing.
Yeah,
like right across the
like
chest.
that.
And it looks like it's going to have like a little capsule ball theme, but yeah, this is kind of what's coming out.
I wonder if he's going to be like a bike deliverer carrier or something.
Now,
that'd be cool.
With Super Sentai, you always have this trend of using whatever is popular at the moment. So you went from cell phones to keychains to basically anything that Japanese girls will have around them.
And only Japanese girls.
Dude, I mean it. Just check on the trends. When cell phones were coming up as the big thing, every Super Sentai transformed using cell phones. Then keychains. Keychains became a thing on your cell phone. So they will take the keychain out of the chain and plug it on the cell phone, and they will transform. And slowly, you will see trend items. So if this kind of fanny pack is something that Japanese people are using around, yeah, that's it. Why? Because it's cool and it's really easy to use as cosplay.
By the way, Kamen Rider V3 is worth it for no other reason than seeing the greatest supervillain ever, Starfish Hitler.
Oh, holy macaroni! That's wild, dude.
Have you guys never seen? Have you guys never seen him?
Well, I haven't. I mean, you could.
I've seen him. He's hilarious.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Oh, can I put in one more thing? One little thing about this.
Yeah, you like that, Nick?
Now that is a Führer.
Oh, that is freaking funny. Oh,
Yeah,
that's so
that's
awful
awesome.
looking.
So yeah, thank you for indulging me on that, just to show off this little niche of mine.
Of
That
course,
you know,
man.
I might just have to make you watch like the first episode of it whenever we do get details about where it airs.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be looking in every single one of my parts of the seas that I usually go swimming into. Man, I should have been in prison by now.
And Nick, if you haven't watched it, go watch 01, please. Yeah.
Sometime between now and forever, I want to. I want to. It is starting to pique my curiosity and tickle my fancy.
Oh, and I'd like to share one little thing.
It's just where do I squeeze it in?
If it tickles your pickle, it works, man.
Yes.
Well, the nice thing is like each season is its own standalone thing. So you look at the designs, you're like, I don't like the graphics card, the look of the belts or that. So maybe I'll go right to Kamen Rider Geats instead, which I would say of them all is probably, I think, the better one to get into because 01 sort of got its filming messed up because of COVID.
Zero, One, and Gets are my two favorites of the recent stuff.
Which
So,
is essentially Squid Games meets Fortnite was the idea there. And it is just the most insane thing ever.
it's so good, dude. It's awesome.
But yeah, no, that just what's going on there. We got more superhero variety out there. We don't just have to suffer through all of the mistakes that Marvel and DC make.
Agreed.
And then when Kamen Rider and Super Sentai have a crossover, let's get ready to rumble!
It is like
yeah.
100 people hanging out in a quarry in Japan with explosions.
Yeah, it's awesome, Nick. You would love it, man.
Man, that
I
reminds
swear to God, no one knows how to
Ooh.
make true superhero art like the Japanese.
Lavina Duckworth. I did not know that was coming out. I'm gonna remember
wow.
that. That's good news. That is very good news.
Hey, Nick,
Okay.
you want to hear this? I'm showing, because Kay didn't get to see it. I'm showing her the whole Lois and Clark series. I started.
Nice.
Yeah,
dude.
and I was
Hell
showing
yeah,
her, and I
man.
was telling her about the history and everything else. She's loving Lois and Clark. It's
Oh,
becoming her
good.
favorite
Oh
Good.
yeah, the first few episodes were a whole full movie, and it was amazing.
Yeah. And they took
I
stuff
love
out
to
of the
hear that.
comics and actually put it in there because we were going through that late 80s, early 90s, comic book run, and they actually put that stuff from the comics into the show. So
One of the
That
funniest
was an
scenes,
expectation once upon a time.
Jed.
That was. Go
one of
ahead,
the
go ahead,
funniest
Kevin.
scenes in that. It was the scene. I don't know if you remember it, where Clark goes to a closet to get a Superman suit. Then Perry White walks in, and they start this awkward moment where he asks Clark, "Kent, are you ever gonna get out of the closet?" And Clark just stands there.
yeah,
So,
it's and I love all the gags and stuff they
I'm
have in the
never
show.
coming
She's loving
out.
it too. So
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
she's
Just
becoming a
perfect.
bigger geek by the day, Nick. So
She is? Okay,
Yeah,
that's
she is.
good, man. That's
He didn't get to
good.
do that stuff, so I'm showing a lot of it to her, and I've been talking to Iron about it, and he's been recommending we'll have
Mhm.
conversations with me and him and her, and then
Jed-
he's like, "Oh, you need to watch this." So,
Jed, as a friend, let me give you a warning. Do not take Ironheart's requests and teachings into the world of Gundam. He has brought me into that hole, and I have not been able to leave ever since. I have been cursed to watch everything.
So Vocalips's comment makes me
I
laugh because
I
it says
damn his name every time I start a new series.
Terry Hatcher is great until she opened her non-scripted mouth. My guess is it has something to do with politics. However, I don't know if you want to call it a counter argument or if you just want to call it whatever you want. That didn't stop Dean Cain from making moves on her and how he
Yep.
felt about making those moves. Because someone asked him, oh, by the way, D-Bud says, Dear's Ray got on. Take care, D-Bud. Thank
Take
you.
care, brother.
Now, finish his comment. Because someone asked him, I think when he was on FNT, so what was it like making the big moves on Terry Hatcher? And he had a big smile on his face about it. So, and we all already know, let's just say where he is on things. That didn't wipe any smile off of his face. I'm just saying.
No, it didn't.
You make
No, it
your
didn't.
mind on that. I'm not telling you how I feel. I'm just saying that's how Dean Cain responded.
Yep.
Make of that what you will on those comments. Seriously. Make of that what you will. Oh, man.
I like with the subhuman comment right there. Lane Smith did play a good Perry White.
Oh, yeah.
dude,
Outstanding.
Oh yeah, he did.
He was excellent, and that's the reason why I keep telling people about Lois and Clark, because that is like prime, like OG Superman and everything else, and then later on we have Superman and Lois, which I give them props because they brought stuff from the comics in too, because you had Superboy in his outfit in that show for like his real 90s outfit, and I'm like, I went nerdtastic. I just had a geekasm when I saw it.
And dude,
Nice.
all the Perry White Elvis jokes, man, they were great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Superman week. I want this movie to be good because if I had to see it again, knowing the second time that I'm not gonna enjoy it, just so I could get my oldest the crypto plushie at Regal. Oh boy, I'm gonna have some problem. Oh, it's my guy Andrew. Sup, homies?
What's up,
How are
brother?
you doing, Andrew? We've been having a big Superman discussion. I know you got skin in the game. on that movie too, dude. So we had Tom here earlier from Midnight's Edge. We were kind of, I guess you could say, being the counter argument to a lot of the discourse around the movie on our unique corner of YouTube. But oh man, it is good
And
to
I
hear from
do
you,
agree
Andrew.
with Tom said. Everybody needs to chill out and let's watch the movie 1st.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
if it ends up sucking, ends up sucking. If it's good,
Yeah.
good. And if it ends up being average, sometimes not everything is a 9 or 10 or a 1 or 2. Sometimes some things are just
Yeah, it's like a
6
5
or a
or
7.
6. You know, 6.
Yeah, sometimes
I'm going in like I'm not gonna go in super hype, but I'm going in with a positive attitude. You know, so when I go see it.
This smells really
I'm just
good,
gonna
by the
wait
way.
because I feel they're gonna kill off crypto.
No, they won't. Oh,
No, they
I
won't,
bet you
Tim.
$100.
Dude, Gunn has this way of using animals to get your emotions
I
in.
understand that logic. However, there's something you're not thinking about. The fact that crypto is bringing in normie attention and wives and daughters to see a dog.
Yes.
They know what they're doing.
You're saying, hey, Gunn, you're gonna ditch money. Gunn can make some dumb decisions, but one thing he doesn't do is turn down capitalist decisions.
Nah,
He's gonna fucking keep that dog alive, because if this movie does well, that dog needs to be hot for merch.
Yeah.
Hot.
And he's gonna
I don't
sell.
know, dude. Just keep your eyes open because something's gonna happen to that dog.
All right, how much you want to bet? How much do you want to bet? If that's the hill you want to die on, let's go.
Oh God! Oh God! I have such a horrible history with gambling. God.
Come on, bring it.
Yeah, bring it. Come on, you open
$25 right here, right now. $25. Not too much, not too low.
Fenrir, your only issue with gambling is you are not doing it enough.
No, I've heard that one before too many times. No.
Oh,
No.
That's all they get me to buy more Magic the Gathering cards on my local
Put
store.
your moolah, yeah, right. Put
But
your
then,
moolah
if
where
it
your mouth
happens
is.
and I was
Come
right,
on.
and then
Come on.
oh God, no, I can't do this. Not anymore.
Oh no, you opened
you're
it.
the one who brought this to the conversation.
You brought it to the table, brother. Like,
and now you're gonna back away.
Oh man,
This is like Hulk Hogan backing away from the Undertaker. Do not be Hulk Hogan about this. Do not do this.
Okay, make it $20 and we add something here.
$20 shake hand deal. You all saw it here at 147.
Right? No, I didn't agree to anything. I say maybe make it $20.
I'll agree 20. I want you to put this in. Come on.
Yeah, come on. You hear it right here.
Crypto will survive.
Yeah, he will survive.
No, I'm not doing this. No.
$20.
He knew he was going to lose.
Yeah.
One more for the good guys.
If you want to know if crypto is going to die, just think about the most brilliant idea that James Gunn had for Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yep.
Rocket Raccoon being part of the cast, and not only being part of the cast, being a central figure in the marketing, being a central figure in everything, made Rocket Raccoon
shut up, caffeinated wolf.
Do you know how much money Rocket Raccoon made?
I agree with caffeinated. I agree with caffeinated.
Screw you guys. I have a problem and you're trying to enable it.
Do we need to take your man card away, bro?
Fenrir, you may have a wolf on your avatar, but you need a cat.
I am not going to do this. I have already been told me that I'm not going to do this.
Man,
I'm so hard. God.
Oh, take that Norse wolf god out of your name. You're no canine.
Yeah, you need to take that off, brother. At least I'm consistent with my.
He's gonna be renamed to Bastet.
Fenrir, really take consolation in this.
Yeah.
Laughing at you hurts more to me than to you.
I fucking hate you guys.
let's go.
Oh.
Let's look at that sweet. Let's look at the Superman Regal merch. Let's look at
with crypto that I did like.
That's I know, and my oldest really needs to have that crypto plushie.
Yeah, so I had my eye on that one right away when I saw it.
Oh, I'm getting it up right now. So just so you know, y'all heard it here. 25 of you. Thank you for being here, by the way. Holy shit. Y'all have been turning up for this.
We gotta pay for that type of attention.
Oh man. Okay.
Well, Finran the Thin Ice Kitty.
He
Dude,
was so into that argument.
Yeah, the minute
he got challenged.
Dude,
you guys suck.
You know
No,
what?
the issue is that he's the one that went for money.
Yeah, I know.
You could have gone to we eat a chili on stream or we do something like that. You went for money.
Yeah.
I didn't go for money. Nick's the one who brought the money up.
No, really?
Nope.
No, you want to play revisionist history?
Rewind that back, Nick.
Who brought up betting?
You know what? Fuck it. It's only $20. Sure, let's do the bet. Fuck it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So I am totally lost at this point. Fenrir, what is going to happen with crypto?
No, fuck both of you. I'm just saying. It's done. We're bad. Let's just fucking play.
What you're claiming? Are you saying crypto's going to live or crypto's going to die?
He said crypto's gonna die.
You need to define.
Oh, yes.
No, this is just between me and Nick. All you guys can piss off.
Okay,
I'm just trying to make sure I understood right, so I can hold you to account.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to be coming back for this one because I want to see this.
Henry, this is the.
God, I am really regretting coming out here.
This is the main logic that you should have applied before this.
Yeah.
Before this, no, there's no backing up. There's you are in the deal.
You have dug my hole. You have.
How
dug
many
your
crypto
hole,
dolls? Oh, dude.
But here's the logic. If you are doing a Superman movie, you have Superman doing what? Saving the puppy, saving the kitten, saving the small animal.
Yeah.
Superman. I think James Gunn is intelligent enough to know that if an animal dies while Superman is on the fight, he fucked up.
Yeah, everybody's gonna come after him.
Don't forget, guys. Guardians 3 and Rocket Raccoon. How many people hated seeing Rocket in danger?
And then what happened at the end? So.
But how's that one animal?
Dude, that's
translate to
cool.
all of them.
He kind of looks like a wolf a little bit.
Okay, so this is the crypto plushie that I gotta get. I'm sure I'll get one too for myself because if I get one, my child will take it and I'll never see it again.
Yeah.
So now I'm stuck with getting two because she will take it. She will. When we stayed at Gary Neurotic's place up in Wisconsin, she took one of the dogs with her. The neurotic fan was wondering where one of the dogs went. It's because she took one of the dogs.
Oh
yeah. So she's gonna do this. She's gonna do this. But yeah, even though I'm not seeing at Regal, I do like the crypto thing. I do like the Lux Cup. Not so sure the Superman cup, but I like the Lux Cup. And
cup was really cool.
And then the doggy bowl. I mean, you can't get any more on the nose than that.
Nick, you know what's even better than the Lex Cup? A D cup.
Say that again.
Just plain old good D cup.
Yeah, I see what you did there, you toxic man.
So there's one of the piece of merchandise that I kind of want to get just because
Show us.
Okay.
Andrew, I'm gonna go into it Tuesday. I'll make sure I have a non-spoiler side so you can hear about
that's
it.
Awesome.
Oh, that's
wait a minute, that was Andrew all along. Fuck it. What was I?
Oh, is that AMC? This is what I'm seeing Tuesday night. If I see his blanket, I'm buying it.
Dude, you want to tie that blanket around yourself and have a Superman cape.
I want one.
Yes.
God damn it, I want one.
It's only $23.
Too, dude.
This is
$23.
Okay.
Shit. I can send it to you right now. Buy that for me.
This
So,
is
well, Fenrir, you're gonna buy it from anyway.
You're gonna buy it because you're gonna lose that bet, brother.
Yes, it's at the AMC, Andrew. I'm gonna get one Tuesday night.
You know what?
want
Fuck
one.
it. Fuck it. No.
You get the best merchandising on the US, man.
Okay,
No, fuck it. I am out. I do not care what you shitbags say. I am out of this crap.
No backing track. No backing track.
No. It hasn't happened yet. It hasn't gotten money. No papers were signed. Fuck it.
Oh, come on,
wow.
Fender. Everyone in chat heard you.
Yeah.
Here,
all
kitten,
You
20
back out
plus.
now.
kitten.
Fenrir, if you
All
back out
20
now,
plus.
you are never going to hear the end of this from them.
Yup.
Yep. And we'll
Here,
make sure
pussy,
of it.
pussy.
Yeah.
You douchebag.
What's new,
I am-
pussycat? Whoa.
I am trying to
Don't
do
make
you a
me
favor here, Fenrir. I am warning you. If you back out now, you are never going to hear about this. You're going to hear about this for the next 3 years at least.
Yup.
Every time it comes up.
Oh.
Anytime Superman comes up, you will hear about this. Just like anytime Rebel Moon comes up, Nick will hear about it.
Yeah.
Henry, I will make sure, and you can believe this, because I'm a goddamn web developer, that I will make a web page that is crypto dead, and
Yeah.
it will be just a big no.
Me and Pablo will make sure that you do not forget.
I fucking hate all of you guys.
You are going to get tagged in this on Twitter. I am trying to do you a favor here by warning you.
Yeah.
Back
The
out
no
of
will
your
be
bet.
linked to his account.
Hashtag pay Nick.
Yeah.
All
The
right,
no will
fuck
be a
it.
link to his account.
I hate you guys so goddamn much.
All right, chat. I hate being that guy, but this has got to be the part where we do got to call it a night. But it has been a fucking awesome show. Probably our best crowd we've had in a while, too. And something about Saturday night must have a certain magic to it. We'll see. Are you guys
Right, you
gonna tell us?
douchebags, the damn bet is on. Fucking shut up about it.
I don't know if you guys are trying to tell me something by all of you showing up on Saturday night. Maybe I take that as a sign. We'll see. I'll have to talk to the boys. But guys, we do got to wrap it up. I'll be quick on my stance. I'll let these men plug their plugs on the way out. So obviously Tuesday night I'll have a review out for Superman. So keep your eyes and ears open for that. I'll have a review. Clobby's Comic Shop next Friday night, back to our normal slot. And go enjoy your dinner or whatever that is, Andrew. Great to see you, buddy. We gotta get you back on. What's it called? Oh, outside of those two things, Wednesday night, I'll be actually, I guess for some of you don't know, but some of you are gonna know now. I have a second channel coming up, and we'll probably have the video out Thursday or Friday morning, and it will be called Albums You Hate from Bands You Love on the brand new channel titled Bonded by Metal. It'll be me, that 70s rock fan, Imperatus, Pope Metallicus, and Sumo Orange. So we have gone full on super group and we're getting this channel going. And the logo is probably in the final stages of production. So keep your eyes and ears and open for both those videos on both channels. Once I have that channel up, I'll make sure you all can, those who want to sub, check it out. It's a fun video. There's probably going to be a lot of arguments. So if you love genuine debate, you're going to love this one. I will not be able to do those, but hopefully next year. Post the link to the new channel. It's not up yet. It will be up probably about Monday, Mars. I'll make sure people know about it. I'll post it in the community tabs and all that jazz. Don't worry, you'll know about it. But that's what's coming out my way. I'm gonna let Pablo plug his plug.
Hey,
So Pablo, let me get you up.
You know, for that you just need a beer and a wink. Just
Ooh, I
a
like
beer
that.
and a wink. More videos coming to Minas Edge and Minas Edge Español. We are doing a show called La Tangente, where I most likely will not be for a couple of weeks. So my best friend Ricardo will be there, and I'm sure he will get somebody because I know him. I have been teasing him about him doing a solo stream. Yeah, he won't. I know he won't. He will pussy out. Talking about pussies, how do you feel, Fenrir? Anyway,
Shut the.
that's why you
I already
never
agreed to
try
the damn bet. How the hell am I a pussy?
You just gotta wait till Tuesday. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I fucking hate all of you.
But that guys, I'll be honest. Throughout this whole process, the amount of pain has been a fucking bitch and a half. It has been really difficult. But every week, I get to join you guys, laugh it up, and forget about the pain for enough time so I can just enjoy. And that's everything to me. So, guys, I'm really thankful. Sadly, I'm all the time doing some shit, so I almost never exist online out of late. But at least for that moment, hanging out with you guys and being able to just keep going, it has been a blessed. A bless. So
Hey, I wish you the best with the upcoming surgery, dude. Okay, you got this, man. I'm glad we could help you get away from a bit. We had a great discussion on here, and it was a great Saturday night episode. We might have to consider more of these down the line, maybe, because it seems like we had a really, really good turnout for this one. So we'll see. We'll see. The boys will discuss, and we'll figure out where the. I always said I'm a guy who goes where the market goes. That's always been my thing. So we'll see. We'll talk because availability is also a thing. But luckily, we were able to get the boys together for tonight. But Pablo, thank you for being here, sir. I'll see you in 6 days. It's gonna be great,
yeah, brother.
Until then, sir, have a magical evening. And my fellow better in crime, Fenrir.
I hate all of you guys so goddamn much.
Hey, no, you have something in common with Garfield.
Piss off. Man. Piss the fuck off right there. Okay, this was a typical week. This wasn't typical as always, but it was enjoyable for the part being. You're all assholes, and I really hate that I still love you despite that. But I still hate every single one of you. And hope you get a foot up your asses in one way or the other.
No worry, Fenrir.
So,
Love you. Full homo.
Nick, Ironcaster, do not leave out of the stream. We're going to talk the terms of this bet after it.
We already discussed the terms.
No, we have not.
No,
we have not. These are public. Specifically, one thing: if I see any report of this going outside of this stream, I am not paying you a single dime.
No, it doesn't work like that. The bet works on does crypto die versus not die.
No, I'm talking douchebags start talking shit all over the place, and if one guy starts making a freaking website based on it, I'm going to.
Fenrir, you tried to back out, and I'm warning you. Look, you're gonna save yourself.
I'm not gonna back out. I'm still going.
Then don't say you're gonna do that.
I just want a douchebag somewhere starting to start shit.
That's what
Look,
you get.
it's passion. Look, Henry Cavill would tell you, but there is passion.
So let's all just be gentlemen about this, and I'll give you the $20. Really, it's not anything. It's not really much. I do.
That passion is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
It's like winning. I don't know, man. I was banging 7-gram rocks and finishing them because that's how I roll. I have one speed. I have one gear. Go.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man. Well, Fenrir, it's been a divine pleasure to have you here tonight. I hope
fucking hate you guys.
I hope you have a magical Saturday evening. I will see you in a few days. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be huge. All right.
No, it's not.
It's and it's gonna be diabolically huge. Seriously, like it's gonna be the best. It's gonna be great.
That time, I heard you coming.
Fantastic. You have a magical night, sir. Mr. Judd, do you got a coming out in the
Oh
next?
yeah, well here I'll show you to you right now. Here.
All right, whip it out real quick because we gotta get the fuck out.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
There you go, Nick. This is where I'll be on in about less than an hour or so, and Charlie B and Wolfie will probably be over there too. So
Cool.
go over there, come hang out with the Patriotic Puppets tonight. It's always chaos over there. It's awesome. We had a ball last night on the 4th of July. It got wild.
Folks, it is going to be complete insanity out there.
Oh yeah.
It is. At the end of the day, this is your Muppet show in the modern day that Disney does not want you to have. So, if they don't want to give you if they don't want to give you some batshit insane puppets, then why we will have to fill that in. So
you have Wolfie right there, and you have Charlie B right there. So,
Strangely enough, this thumbnail reminds me to my government. It's a bunch of puppets. Sorry, what?
Man, what are you talking about?
Dude, come on. Those puppets have even more brain and responsibility than your government.
Anytime, dude. Shut up. Go back to your corner, dude.
All right. Well, hey, Jed, it's been a pleasure to see you here. Have a great night. Enjoy your show. Have a great weekend. Okay. Caster, you're the last man on deck. It's time to plug out. So what do you got coming out?
Well, if you want to find us over here, then come over here and Caster. Wait, hey, I'm talking. Well, I thought I'd do it for you. You can find me over on Ironcasters, where we talk big robots on Mondays for Mech Pit Chat. Well, we're talking about Kamen Rider. Yes, we'll talk about the Kamen Rider, and what did you tell about the Cotton Council? Yeah, we just told them about the Cotton Council. Charlie, you got to have a little bit more of a memory. Well, I try, but I keep getting it wrong. Oh, I'm sad now.
It's tickable, Charlie B,
Nick,
man.
cut us away. We have a sad puppet.
All right. Well, sad puppet, it's been pleasuring. Caster, thanks for being here, man. Great to see you. Have a great night. Thank you, Deeple, for the direct donation. Christian for the super chat. And once again, we had a nice, big, great response here tonight. Best we've had in a bit. Once again, maybe it's a sign. We'll talk about it. But until then, chat, go hang on all the other great shows tonight. Snow Dub, Flashcast. Have a great night. Have a great rest of your weekend. And happy belated 4th of July. Thank you.
I smell horse shit. It's horrible, but I can smell it.
Smell that shit, baby.